Question is very simple. What is a woman? Can you define the word?
Congresswoman, I'm looking at you, and I think you're a woman.
Thank you.
How much more do you want me to give you?
Well, if you're in charge of Health and Human Services, we want a specific definition of what a woman is.
Do you want a legal definition? Do you want me to give you what a definition I've grown up knowing all my life? If you could be specific, I could give you more, but I see before me a woman asking me questions.
Well, biologically and genetically, do you agree that women have XX chromosomes and men have XY chromosomes?
As far as the science tells us, I know of no science that would contradict that to date.
Mr. Secretary, can men get pregnant?
You're asking me something that I know of no evidence to the contrary.
As the mother of 7 children, I can assure you that only women can get pregnant. The American people will not take medical advice from someone that thinks that a man could get pregnant. Mr. Secretary, the Biden administration released shocking guidance titled Gender Affirming Care in Young People, which encourages children to take dangerous chemicals and have sex change operations that permanently end their ability to ever have children. Mr. Secretary, is it child abuse to perform a sex change operation on a 12-year-old child or younger?
Congresswoman, why do you wish to interfere in what that 12-year-old child and that child's parents would like?
Because the American people want to know what the Biden administration has planned for their children. These are permanently altering drugs and surgery that will permanently end the child's ability to ever have children. So we want to know, please answer me yes or no, is it child abuse to perform a sex change operation on a 12-year-old girl? Yes or no?
I'm not going down that rat hole with you.
The American people want to know, should doctors be allowed to perform sex change operations on children without their parents' consent?
I think most Americans want to have politicians stay out of the decisions that they and their doctor make.
So are you saying that there will never be a situation where a sex change operation or chemical castration will be done on a child without the parent's consent?
Congresswoman, a decision made by an individual with the consent, if necessary, by parents with the advice of their physician is usually going to be the best decision that could be made. Why you or any politician wants to get in the way of that, it makes no sense.
Will the Biden administration ever allow chemical or surgical castration of a child or being given puberty blockers without parental consent? Yes or no?
Congresswoman, you're asking questions that make no sense.
No, these are sensical. The American people want to know what the Biden administration has planned for their children.
This administration is
Are you going to cut parents out of these decisions? These are life-altering decisions. Once you chemically or physically castrate a child, they will not be able to have children.
I appreciate your particular opinions on this. This administration is not going to interfere with decisions that are made.
These are not my opinions. My constituents and the American people want to know what the Biden administration has planned for their children. And your guidance says that puberty blockers are reversible. Please explain to the committee how this process is reversed. How do you reverse chemical and surgical castration, sir?
Congresswoman, if an American wishes to receive services and is entitled to those services, and after consulting
these are
with a
children.
physician,
These are children.
Most children, when they are in consultation with their parents and with a physician making decisions, these are decisions that don't need to have politicians interfere in them.
So you're saying that the Biden administration's policy is that you will never cut out the parents' consent before they are given puberty blockers or sex change operations?
This administration and I as Secretary will make sure we are abiding by the law and enforcing the law and letting politicians get interfere with the decisions, medical decisions being made by an individual and family and a consultation with their physician is not to me something that we should
Mr.
be
Secretary,
doing.
do you believe taxpayers should pay for chemical castration and sex change operations? I know that the HHS website has listed new procedures that will be covered by Medicare and Medicaid, including facial bone remodeling for facial feminization, breast chest construction, and laser hair removal. Yes or no, Mr. Secretary, should taxpayers pay for this?
Congressman, I appreciate your fervor in this.
Yes or
I
no,
will
should
tell
they
you-
pay for it?
I will
The
tell you
Biden
that we will-
administration, are they planning to have taxpayers pay for breast, chest reconstruction, laser hair removal, facial feminization?
We will continue to comply with the law and provide people with the protections they need to get the medical services they're entitled to.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you noticed that as everything around you seems to decline, one thing still grows? It is the power of your rulers. None of their plans and directives have solved your problems or made your life better. The only result has been their increased control over you at the cost of your freedom. Do you know why? You gave them the power.